Shalom, call Haloyim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sincere Hakim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, and with charity. This is your brother Osh from the Great Millstone, Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect. It's going to be a response, a few words to this lesson that was put up by the beloved Bishop Itazawam of the Atlanta, Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Okay, this is his page, GMS Atlanta Devout Servants. And the title of this video is called High Levels of Betrayal Within Your Household. High levels of betrayal within your household. Okay, when this was a very edifying lesson, a very sobering lesson. Okay, and in honesty, it's the sobering lessons like these that are really the most beneficial, okay? Right? As the scriptures say, when you eat this roll, eat the whole roll, in thy mouth it shall be as sweet as honey, but in thy belly it shall be bitter. So, betrayal, being betrayed by your own family, by your own loved ones, is a part of being in this truth. It's a part of following Yahweh Shai. That comes with the territory. And that's not a sweet thing to hear. That's not something that we look forward to, so to speak, in this ministry. But it's something that we can't skip over. It's something that none of us are exempt from. And it can and will happen to all of us. And Lord willing, we of the elect. That's just a part of the movie. Okay, and in particular, this bishop, the bishop was going into being betrayed even by your wife, by your woman, right? Because the word wife simply means woman. That's the woman that serves you. That's your woman. Okay, and in all honesty, we really don't have no woman in this kingdom. The Apostle Paul said, the days draw nigh where they that have wives be as though they had none. Roughly paraphrasing. So, of course, we have brothers that are in this ministry that have wives, that have a wife. Elders, apostles, different brothers have wives. Not every brother has a wife. Okay, you don't have to have a wife to be in this truth. Over in the IUIC, they want to make it like you gotta have a wife to be in the truth, you know? But anyways, when you have a wife, especially you come into this thing and you already have a wife, you're not supposed to just cut your wife off. You're supposed to deal with her. You take them on. That's your responsibility. But she can betray you. And if you come into this truth, she can either be with it, or she can dip. She can leave immediately, or she could stick around and play the game for as long as she can, and eventually she could flip on you. Now, it's easy for me to say this because I have yet to experience that, and I don't wish that on no brother. I don't put, especially brothers that have children, brothers that have families. Okay, that's an ugly thing, man. The Lord don't like that shit. The Lord don't want to see families being split up and broken up. But it's a part of biblical prophecy, and it's a necessary evil. The Lord, as the bishop brought out in the video, Yahweh Shai said, "I came not to bring peace on earth. I tell thee nay, but rather division." Okay, other gospels say a sword, which represents division, meaning to cut, to divide one people and other people, to separate people, to drive a wedge between people, to bring people to a fork in the road and have one person go one way and have the other person go another way, and never see each other again. That happens in this truth, because before you elevate, you got to separate. Okay? But again, the point of this lesson is that is how it's going to be things like this, things like these is what's going to help cultivate a cold spirit within the men of the Lord. And the reason I say that, and I say it like that, because it was like maybe a couple, 2-3 years ago, the bishop right here and a few elders in this camp did a very, very edifying lesson going into how the Lord is going to put a cold spirit on his men during the times of Jacob's trouble. And by a cold spirit, meaning the spirit of no mercy. No mercy for nobody that isn't of the elect. A real spirit of, F everybody. If you ain't of the elect, F you. I don't care about you. I ain't got no mercy for you. I ain't got no compassion for you. Get the F out of my way. Or and if the Lord give me that power, that's it for your ass. Because it's going to be so much judgment out here when all hell break loose. You can't be in the spirit of caring for you. And if all hell break loose and you try to be in the spirit of just trying to show compassion and being a nice guy to random people, you're going to get taken out immediately. Okay, we're going into the time where the Lord is getting ready to judge the inhabitants of the earth. The smartest thing for us to do is to get the F out of the way. Okay, is to get on the Lord's good graces to the best of our ability and stay out the way and let him do his work. And to pray that the Lord give us a cold spirit so that when we see these heads crack, when we see these people's stomachs touching their back, when we see these people with missing limbs and missing body parts and all decrepit from starvation and scratching and surviving, as the scriptures say, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry. There ain't gonna be no compassion for these people in that day. The Lord told Jeremiah, don't even pray for these people. So, and these is our people we're talking about. And that includes our families and our loved ones. That includes our mothers and fathers, brothers, sisters, cousins, wives, and children. Now, of course, the only people you really responsible for are your wife and your children. Okay? You got older parents that you help out. Okay, the scriptures say, honor thy father and thy mother. But the only people that's really your responsibility is your wife and your children. And again, in this society, you don't even have that. You have the illusion of a wife and children. You have a fantasy, because your wife can just get up and leave. If she could just get up and leave and take the children at any given moment, whenever she feels like it, is that really your wife? And are those really your children? No, it's an illusion. Okay, and that's because we're in Babylon the Great, the land of confusion. But again, These things are going to help cultivate a cold spirit. It's things like this. It's things like losing your wife, like the most painful things that can happen, man. You know? Your brothers that got wives, brothers got children, you know how painful that could be for something, you know, that's devastating, not just to you, but to the children. You know, I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with these women, man. They'll destroy their family for nothing. Showing you that these people are demons. Okay? But you know, it's things like losing your wife, losing your children, losing relationships, losing your relationships with your family, your parents, losing business venture opportunities and things you could have did in this world to help bring you to a more comfortable life. Okay? All type of things. These things that we lose, things that's taken away from us. That's to help put you in that cold spirit. Because the fashion of this world passeth away anyway. Okay? King David said in Psalms, the 27th chapter, when my mother and my father forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. So, you know, your father and your mother, if anybody in this world is supposed to love you, it's your father and your mother, right? You know, those are the people that brought you in this world. If you can't expect for those two people to love you, then who gonna love you? Well, the Lord said, okay, through King David, when his mother and his father forsake him, then the Lord will take him up. Losing your father and your mother, you know, of course, them dying, that's horrible. But how much more your father and your mother are alive, but they just don't want nothing to do with you because you believe in Yahweh Bashmi Al-Shai. That hurts, but that's a part of the movie. But that also helps cultivate a cold spirit in you. Now, when all hell break loose, you ain't gonna tempt the Lord by trying to run and save these people because you love them so much. No, the Lord is drawing a thick, bold line in the sand and making a difference between those that serve him and those that serve him not, like it says in Malachi. Okay? So let me read this scripture. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, meaning there's so much wickedness out here, and a part of that wickedness is the liberty that these women have in this system through the philosophy of feminism, which has totally pervaded and perverted American society to where there's no order in the house anymore. There's no, you know, these women, they don't want to be wives. They don't want to be in order. They want to be in the streets. And Esau facilitates that and gives them rights to go from being a wife and then go play the harlot and protect them while they go play the harlot. You see? Adultery everywhere. I ain't saying, you know, nobody commits adultery. I'm just speaking in general. Adultery everywhere. It's wickedness everywhere. You know, it's a spirit. I was watching this morning on my way to work. I was watching a video and going to all the different clips of judgment, news clips of judgment that's been taking place these, you know, past week. All type of deaths and murder. People getting put to death. Yeah, one dude put his wife to death, his sons to death, his ex-wife and his child with the ex-wife and himself. Right? I think in Georgia. Right? And there was another crazy ass story I heard. And it's just death everywhere, man. But the Lord said, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see? So these people in the world, they don't love each other for real, for real. Ain't no love in these streets. Ain't no love out here. That goes for these people in the world towards themselves. And it also goes for these people in the world towards us. They don't got no love for us. The only people that really love each other are the brothers. They got true love for each other. And then shall ye all men know that ye are my disciples by the love wherewith ye have toward one another. Roughly paraphrasing. But so us knowing that, how much more should our love be waxed cold towards the world and towards these people that are not of the circumcision? Okay? Now, of course, you love your wife as Yahushua loved the church. But as the elder said, man, you better watch out for them red flags. You better keep a scopay on your woman and on your children, because you never know, man. You never know, and that's the point. You never know, but these things is gonna make us hard. These things is gonna make us battle ready for when all hell break loose. Now you going into war. You ain't worried about a woman. You ain't worried about none of that shit. Fuck all that. So now your head is clear. Now you got more time. You see, so really, as the scriptures say, Romans 8:28, all things work together for our good, for those that love the Most High and are called according to His purpose. So, now we're gonna see brothers more on fire when these things take place. So it's a win-win at the end of the day. You can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. Lord, when we're part of the elect, we're gonna endure to the end no matter what. Expect these things and don't let these things weaken you. Allow them to strengthen you. And that's the point of this lesson. And with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Until the next one, Shalom.